What's up, Scoops? It is Thursday here on My Life After Breakfast. My name is Chengu, and today we're talking about Merlin Season 5, Episode 3. If you haven't seen it and you don't want anything to be spoiled for you, then peace out, go watch it and come back. Or if you have seen it, or if you don't care if anything's spoiled for you, then let's go. This episode I thought was a really great dichotomy between two different types of tones. Like they had the really scary bit with Uther and the hilarious bit with the Merlin-Arthur relationship. A lot of shows have trouble switching back and forth between two completely different tones, so applaud to them for having another episode that just switched back and forth effortlessly. The one thing I absolutely loved at the beginning, which has become like an internet meme sort of, is when Arthur and Merlin are kind of like riding along on their horses and you hear like a woman scream and Merlin's like, I'm pretty sure that was a bird, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? And then you hear another scream, Arthur hops off and goes to run, and Merlin's like, why can't it ever just be a bird? So now it's pretty much like an internet thing. Like I saw it all over Twitter a couple days ago. It's never just a bird, Merlin, which is also kind of a double entendre because a Merlin is a hawk. Nerd joke, woo! With that moment, however, Arthur was running off to go save a woman with magic who was about to be killed by her village people. Rather than saying, oh okay, they're killing a magical person and piecing out like Arthur's father would have done, he instead rushes forward, saves a woman's life in the hopes of getting her back to Camelot so that Gaius can completely heal her, but instead she dies. But she hands him a magical tool, which, except for the fact that I knew that Uther was coming back that episode, you would expect Arthur to kind of be like, well, this is going into the vault because I'm never ever using it. He instead was like, I'm gonna use magic right freaking now to go talk to my dad. That whole situation brings up a few different points. First is, why did he save the woman with magic? Was it because of the ghost druid who took over Ellie last season? Is it because he promised that child that druids would have nothing to fear for him when he was king? Or is it because he actually believes that people with magic should not just be killed? Personally, I hope it's the latter rather than the former, because promising not to kill a whole bunch of people is different from believing that you should not kill those people. There's also the fact that not 2 episodes ago, when it was just Arthur and Merlin after they'd been attacked by Morgana's people, Merlin was telling Arthur about the druid who told him about his vision that Arthur was in danger, and Arthur said, you think I'm going to trust a sorcerer? And just kind of tossed it out like that. That could have put Arthur in one of two kind of interesting spots. Either he's at the point where he's just honoring his word to a druidic boy, but he's not to the point of trusting other sorcerers, or he honestly believes that people should not be killed just for having magic, but is also still not trusting sorcerers. One is a little bit further along. Personally, I hope he's there further along with believing that people should not just be killed. So hopefully we're closer and closer and closer to the big magical reveal to Arthur. Add into the fact that Arthur was so willing to use magic to contact his father, which is like the only thing in the whole conversation between Arthur and Uther that Uther didn't come down on him for, because he basically came down on him on everything, including the way he ties his shoes. I felt so bad for Arthur. So now that we're talking about Uther, let's talk about his whole motivation after being released. There were a lot of things that he did that I completely was like, yeah, Uther would do that. Like attacking Gwen, I'd buy it to protect the kingdom. Attacking Percival, who's not of noble birth, Uther would do that. He doesn't really believe that, you know, commoners, their lives are worth much, as he's proved time after time with Merlin. However, what he did in the throne room with stepping forward to kill Arthur, I thought was so weird. The one person you've always had to protect was Arthur from other people so that you could have an awesome kingdom after you died. Has Arthur screwed up in Uther's for you? Totally. But that is no reason to actually kill him and therefore throw the entire kingdom into chaos. I thought that didn't make any sense at all. So I was really glad when Merlin stepped forward and like stopped it. Other thing with that, I saw spoilers online that Uther was coming back and that Merlin and Uther were going to finally have a really like knockdown drag out conversation about Arthur. So I was super excited about this episode and I was waiting for this big conversation. I did not, however, expect less than 10 line jab back and forth, magical reveal, though that was interesting, and then Uther gets thrown through a door with the exact same face he had when he was on Doctor Who as that winged creature. I was not expecting that short of anything. So that was a little bit of a disappointment for me, but that's only because I looked ahead, basically. I was the one reading the chapter book and I read the last page. So that's my fault. But for what it was, I thought it was awesome. P.S. Did anyone else get chills when Arthur turned around in the throne room and there's Uther just sitting on his old throne? I thought that was so awesome. He was so good in this episode. I love that Uther's reaction to finding out Merlin's magic. I loved his face. I loved his whole mannerisms. I loved that moment at the last second when Arthur comes back to consciousness conveniently, runs over and blows the horn just as Uther says, Merlin has and then he's blown away. P.S. Do you think Arthur ever asked what he was going to say? Are we just supposed to expect, oh, okay, well, Arthur just stopped asking questions a long time ago. I would ask questions still. There's still a lot of questions to ask, Arthur. Still ask questions. You'd find out a lot if you did. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I absolutely loved the episode. What did you think? Tell me in the comments below. Did you have a problem with the hitting? Did you think Anthony Head was brilliant in this episode? Because I did. I love your faces. The end screen today is more of my friends from Chicago. It's JK, otherwise known on YouTube as Koalipops, looking out to see the city during a rainstorm. I did not actually take the picture. I will have the person who took the picture. I'll have a link for them up there. I know he changed his YouTube name. I don't know the new one. So I'll have his link right up there so you can check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! Mwah.